Who's the most evil person you've ever met? The adoption coordinator who called my daughter because she was black. My wife spent all her college years chain smoking 3 packs a day of cigarettes. So now, 20 years later, when we want to have a child, her fertility is non-existent. At first, she insisted on trying anyway, adamant that she was able to give birth. But every time we tried, she would end up lying on the side of the bed, crying her eyes out into her silk pillowcase. It broke my heart to see her blame herself. And after 2 years of raw dogging, I finally convinced her to adopt. Every night she would turn to me with her big blue eyes and ask me things like, "Are you sure you're not mad at me?" The guilt from her past overwhelming her. And the truth is, I wasn't mad at her at all. I just wanted to start a family with her, adoption or not. Plus, my sister is a social worker, so I knew a lot about the adoption process. And that's when we met Ms. Lang, our adoption case manager. She seemed nice at first, had a permanent smile while she spoke, Cartier watch, very put together. The first thing she told us was that my wife is nearing the age, 45, where agencies won't approve her, and she has to act fast. Well, my wife was 44, so I squeezed her hand to let her know that we were in this together. And luckily, we fell in love with the first child we met. She was from Ethiopia, and had dark hair and eyes that made her features pop. After our 2 hours with her was up, my wife turned to Ms. Lang wide-eyed and full of joy. "She was so cute! I'd love to sign—" "Wait, really?" Ms. Lang interrupted, before bursting into laughter. "She's 10 years old and black." She then covered up what she was going to say with a cough. "Different. She's 10 years old and different. Usually parents turn up their noses." I stared at her blankly, already hating her with every bone in my body. "My wife says we'll take her," I responded, my tone stern and assertive. Ms. Lang nodded and told us to come in the next day. So we did. But instead of being met with papers to begin the formal matching process, or even just further discussion about the responsibilities of adoption, she asked us if we were sure that we wanted to adopt Salam. The way she said her name made it sound like she was the most evil child to ever walk the planet. I clenched my fists in my pocket and told her that our answer was the same. Suddenly, she started telling us about how Salam was violent and that she was once caught hovering a kitchen knife over her best friend. I stared at her blankly, and I guess my wife caught on to what Ms. Lang was doing because she responded with, "Great, we love violent children." Her overly cheerful tone almost made me laugh, but then Ms. Lang kept going. She told us that they had to do a home study, which would cost us around $4,000. I smiled even harder. Great, I love spending money. I swear I saw her eye twitch with agitation, but I didn't care. I wasn't going to let her blatant racism stop me and my wife from getting a daughter. The home study was supposed to only be 3 hours, but Ms. Lang dragged it out to be a 3-week-long process. During this time, I tried to report her, but the woman on the phone said that Ms. Lang had been working there for 30 years with 0 complaints, so we ought to trust her judgment. 5 minutes after finding out we passed the home inspection, we got the call. It was Ms. Lang. She called us into her office for an emergency meeting. On her desk were dozens of documents with photos of white, blonde, and American children. "A couple like you deserves to have a child worthy of raising," she said with a straight face. My jaw dropped so hard I swear I could hear it crack. My wife gasped. Ms. Lang continued, "Listen, I'm not like the liberals. You don't need to pretend." I banged my fist against the table. "We're not effing pretending. Let us adopt her." She rolled her eyes before saying, "Fine, have it your way." It wasn't until a week later that we were able to see Salam again. We hadn't seen her in months, and she recognized us immediately. "Thank you for being my parents," she exclaimed. Tears were streaming down my wife's face, and that's when I knew that it had all been worth it. In the days leading up to her gotcha date, we did everything to prepare for Salam's arrival. So we were shopping for new clothes at Target when we got the call. It wasn't Ms. Lang, it was the police. I immediately put them on speakerphone. They told us Salam had been found lifeless at the kitchen table, her lips blue, eyes wide and glassy. Turns out someone in the foster home had put arsenic in her food. My wife fell to the floor, her heart shattered. My body froze and the aisles around me started spinning. I instantly knew it was Ms. Lang. Full story on channel, link below.